Well, it was first recorded by the International Submarine Band.
Which we already have determined would not be a very practical venue for a band.
No, but now maybe I kind of want to play a gig in a submarine.
I don't. I'm so claustrophobic. I want nothing to do with the submarine. Ever. Can't unhear it.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
Welcome to the Backwards Beats podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
And I am beyond happy to be here with you, my friend. It is November 5th, and the sun has been stolen from us.
Did you enjoy the supermoon?
I did not see the supermoon. Did you see it?
It was quite delicious.
Man, I have this great camera now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use it for any cool stuff. Like supermoon, what a great thing to use a camera for.
Yeah, it was nice today, enjoyable.
I would like to check out the supermoon. I was so bummed out because we were talking as you walked over, and when I say walked over, I mean from your car to the studio, and it was dark, but it was dark at 5, and I was like, "Man, daylight savings time." You're like, "Nah, this is just time. We're back on the normal time."
We're now on normal time. The shocking thing is when you transition from daylight savings time to time.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it hurts.
It's so much not fun. It makes me want to get a tanning bed or something because I get really, really sad when this happens.
But hey, positive side is then when it's Christmas time, which is very soon for us, Christmas lights can start showing up earlier in the day.
Aw,
which
thanks.
is nice.
Well, now my emotions are building a tower into space. So we have a couple more episodes left in our season.
Dose more.
Before the Christmas time / Thanksgiving time / New Year's time wrap up begins. Fear not, we'll still be with you. We still will release content every Tuesday. We'll still be recording behind the scenes and kind of keeping it our grind. If anything, we get more busy during our perceived break.
Yeah, it's like Christmas shopping.
It is. It's supposed to be fun, but isn't.
It's a different type of fun.
Do you have any wisdom on Christmas shopping as a man who's been married longer than me and a father for much longer than me? Over time, is there anything that I don't know, a hack I could take some advice from?
A hack? Well, unfortunately, one of the amazing things about my wife is that she's exceedingly frugal.
Okay.
She loves Christmas and loves getting presents, but doesn't want to spend any money. So it's a complete nightmare shopping for her.
Because will you get shamed if you spend too much?
Yep.
Oh, okay. But if you can't not get anything.
I can't not get anything, and it can't be crap. I mean, she's fine. Like she literally has no.
No, we're not paying her to be picky.
No.
But there's a sweet spot, is what I'm hearing.
She's a voracious reader. I think on her Goodreads, she's at like 60 some odd books this year already.
That's darn good.
Right. And so, but she'd be more upset about me spending money buying a book because she just uses the library. Right. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
Ooh, I have some good suggestions, but I won't say them online in case she decides to listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Because then we'd be spoiling a perfectly good gift.
Yeah, because she loves the surprise of Christmas presents. She loves, getting them, but she often has buyer's remorse when she spends money, which is a challenge that she's still working through.
Understood.
Yeah.
One of these days, it'll come.
It'll come.
You'll be like, okay, there's no more work to do. I got to spend this.
Yep.
I saw Seinfeld the other night, Jerry, at the Maryland Live Casino. I took my wife. I got her these tickets as a present for our come on, what do they call it?
Quinceañera?
Yes, exactly. Congratulations, Kate. No, for that's really good.
Bat mitzvah.
Our wedding
Anniversary.
Anniversary.
There
That's
we
the
go.
word. Thank you. Oh my God. This is why I shouldn't be sober. And got them back in July, but we saw it, and
I was going to say, I recall your wedding being in the summer.
it was the hot middle of the summer. You were out there sweating with us, and so we saw that. He had an opening act, really funny guy. I wish I knew what his name was, but probably did 10, 15 minutes, and he had a good joke. And he was like, "I'm 60." And he's talking about, he's like, "No kids, no wife, blah blah." Blah. And he's like, and I've been always told, like, save, save, save. He's like, "Nah, I'm 60 now. It's spending time."
Yep.
And I was like, yeah. It was a neat moment of good observational comedy where you go, yeah, at what point in time do you turn that gun around?
Yeah.
And start using it.
And we should get into this episode, but there is a more modern way of looking at that, because I was raised the almost like work until you die approach. I've certainly changed my tune on that, because you can't take it with you, and why wait till you're rotting before you use your savings? But there's these approaches to life of essentially taking mini retirements throughout your life. So work your rear end off, save a bunch of money, and then when you're 30, take like 3 years off and do something cool. Or then when you're 40, do the same thing. You still need to keep that baseline, so that way when you're in your diaper years, you've got money to pay for yourself. But
to pamper yourself.
Yeah. But I think that there's an interesting thing there. If you can, actually, it's so funny because there's a song on here that I was going to talk about this. We have to talk about what we're talking about. PSA: learn about the power of compound interest.
Indeed. That's the last song on this album.
Yes. And if you have not learned it, learn it. Like, literally understand what small increases into your pool of funds or whatever that is can compound over time, just as much as debt can do the same thing on the negative side.
At worst.
It is a fundamental flaw of everyone's understanding of economics, is not understanding the power of compounding.
You can go to a compound interest calculator. If you just punch that into Google.
Yep.
And just play with numbers, you'll choke on your own tongue when you see what putting $1 away a day could do in a moderate, realistic fund.
Yeah, when my son turned 18, he had a little bit of cash sitting around. He wanted to do something with it, and I showed him how if he put it into a Roth IRA, some of that money into a Roth IRA, and did nothing with it, with the small amount that he put in, and he did nothing else, when he was like 60, he would have whatever it was, $250,000.
Yeah, like something that does not seem feasible at that time.
Right. And then what gets powerful about that, and we'll stop Finance Corner here, is once you hit a certain amount, that compounding, once you realize what that means, then you hit a certain number, and then it's just like, oh, it keeps growing, and it's like kudzu.
It grows in wild ways.
Yes.
The problem is you run out of life.
Yep.
First.
Yeah. So PSA, learn compounding, save for a future, but live while you can.
Yeah, I'm really good at one of those things. Okay.
What are we talking about, my friend?
We're talking about a very fun album here by the group The Flying Burrito Brothers.
See.
The album is called The Gilded Palace of Sin, which I think might be one of the best album titles we've talked about.
Yeah, I agree. It's a fantastic album title. There's so many layers to the title, and when we get through this album, we'll unpeel a lot of them.
This title does something, and it's a subject we haven't spoken about before on this podcast, which is we really don't talk about album titles very often. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But this one it leaves you going, ooh, what is this album all about? You really don't know. I mean, you can make some assumptions right up front. Okay, they'll probably talk about drugs, sex, stealing, infidelity, whatever. Anything that's against what the Bible says. That's one interpretation.
Yep.
But it's definitely lucrative. You're like, ooh, I want in on this.
Yeah.
I want to hear what these guys have to say.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the Flying Burrito Brothers.
So this album ranks number 462 on Rolling Stone magazine's 500 greatest albums of all time list.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about right now. This album was released February 6, 1969 with a total of 11 songs.
Nice.
The the band, it's really interesting how this band came together. They are formed in Los Angeles in 1968 by Gram Parsons and Chris Hillman, who both recently left the Byrds.
Oh, wow. Not a small name in music.
Yeah, and Gram Parsons had a pretty impactful, impact on, that was a terrible sentence I just said, had a very strong impact on the Byrds, where he convinced them to release their country album, Sweetheart of the Rodeo.
Okay.
Which really didn't go over well.
Well, that's not what the Byrds were known for.
Right. And they were like one of the most popular pop rock bands.
Screaming
around.
girls in auditoriums.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this original lineup, includes Gram Parsons on vocals, guitar, and keyboards. Chris Hillman, who's like the yin to his yang. Gram Parsons he thinks of himself as counterculture, like, I don't know, poet, prophet kind of person.
Sure. The same way Morrison favored himself probably. And
yeah.
I'm thinking of another one. Who's the guy, the famous photo? Lou Reed.
Yep. Yeah. And Gram Parsons was actually a trust fund kid, so he fit nicely into some of that California, like Stephen Stills, I believe, was also another trust fund kid from Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. They actually cohabitated, I believe, for a little bit.
In their mansion,
yeah. So you have Gram Parsons, Chris Hillman, who's vocals, guitar, and mandolin. There's a little bit of mandolin here. Sneaky Pete Clenow, pedal steel guitar, which is a prominent feature of this album.
Absolutely.
Chris Etheridge on bass, and Michael Clark we'll say their drummer. He was also a member of the Byrds, but the band went through a series of drummers, including Fast Eddie Ho and John Cornell, who both play on this album as well. But I guess the official drummer is Michael Clark.
I don't know that I'd hire a guy called Fast Eddie Ho for my drummer.
No, you want to keep the tempo.
Yeah.
But this lineup is worth talking about for just a minute here.
Please, let's indulge.
So Gram Parsons, I mentioned, he is a bit of a trust fund baby. He was born in Florida, and his goal was to combine musical styles, a fusion of like country, blues, soul, R&B, folk, rock. You get a lot of that in here, with a psychedelic or cosmic twist.
Cosmic is such a funny, nice word for psychedelic.
Yeah. His parents were wealthy, but also they suffered from alcoholism. His father died by suicide, so he had a lot going on in his brain. He briefly attended Harvard before dropping out to pursue music. He became a member of the International Submarine Band, which was another sort of experimental.
That's not actually a real thing. They don't play on submarines.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you only have so much oxygen on a submarine, and if you had like a whole horn section, you're
done.
Yeah,
you're done.
Yeah, it might be rough. And the snare drums.
Oh my God.
It'd be a lot. Have you ever been on a submarine?
No.
Like even like in the Inner Harbor.
Oh, like I've walked in one.
Yeah.
As like a museum type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They're tight spaces.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't go in those because it's terrifying.
Yeah. I mentioned he was in the Byrds before the Flying Burrito Brothers, and we talked about Sweetheart of the Rodeo. He also had a close friendship with Keith Richards.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yes, and inspired some of the Exile recordings of the Rolling Stones.
I always love talking about the Exile stories.
Yeah. So some of the country leanings that Rolling Stones got really came from this relationship.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I covered a Honky Tonk Woman with a band the other day, and I just think about how funky that song is.
Yeah.
And Keith has all of these, I mean, they're traditional country licks, and even his tonality in a lot of this music.
Yeah.
Kind of slidey and wiggly. I don't know how he always has such precision, though.
Honky Tonk Woman's a fantastic song.
Oh my God, the cowbell part that offsets the drum part.
Yeah.
And the tempo is like just above mud.
Yeah.
It's really, really a nice tune.
It is a good song. And so, yeah, Exile on Main Street, Gram Parsons had a big influence on some of the recordings.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I always look forward to this part of the night.
So let's move on to Chris Hillman. Was a founding member of the Byrds. And
that's no small thing. Yeah. It cannot be understated.
Multi-instrumentalist, playing bass, mandolin, and guitar. He left the Byrds, co-founded this group here with Gram Parsons. He's also a member of Stephen Stills' Manassas and Southern Hillman Foray Band.
Okay, so you're in bed with Stills. This is all Valley people.
Yep.
Byrds and Stills, for sure.
Yep. And then he also, in the 1980s, formed the highly successful country band, the Desert Rose Band. There are not a lot of country bands, and we'll talk about country bands, I think, towards the end of this. I think it's worth talking about that. He was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1991 as a member of the Byrds. And he had a solo album he produced in 2017, Biding My Time, which was produced by Tom Petty.
Well, I guess, didn't Petty pass right around then?
Around that time, yeah.
I mean,
Maybe it's 2020.
I wouldn't be surprised if the album dropped post Petty passing.
It could have.
Your alliteration for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mind your plosives.
But that'd be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll put a limiter on this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of like, it's like a tangle of really big names, but they're all kind of in the same realm.
Yeah.
Hearing this in post after having listened to the album, several times this week, it makes sense. It all checks out.
Yeah, and I think it's important because when we get to the music, we'll have certain things to talk about. But I want to move on to Sneaky Pete Clonow, who's the pedal steel player.
Monster.
And he was a pioneer of this. He has very unorthodox style on this thing. Obviously, there's a lot of effects that are thrown onto it, which add to that cosmic feel that's going in here. He also had a parallel career as a stop motion animator.
What?
So he worked. Are you familiar with Davy and Goliath?
No.
So it's like a 1950s or something, like stop motion, like biblical sort of cartoon.
Okay. Is it making fun or is it true reenactment?
It's supposed to be wholesome.
Okay.
Yep. Are you familiar with Gumby?
Yes, quite.
Yep. He was an animator on Gumby.
No, shut up. He was the animator on Gumby?
Yep.
No way.
Yep. Have you heard of The Empire Strikes Back?
What? Yes, of course.
He was one of the animators in Empire Strikes Back.
But that wasn't stop motion.
The Tauntauns were.
I guess they were. Son of a bitch.
Have you heard of Terminator?
No, shut up. That wasn't stop motion. If you say T-1000 we're fighting.
The original Terminator, not T2, T1.
Okay.
There's definitely stop motion stuff when the
robots are moving.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sneaky Pete.
Sneaky Pete, you sneaky son of a bee.
Yeah.
He can play pedal steel like no other.
And played with people like John Lennon, Joni Mitchell, and Stevie Wonder.
I've heard of all of them.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Yeah, there's some real people.
We just fell into a pot of awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Chris Etheridge, the bass player, co-founder of this band.
Melissa Etheridge's dad.
Not related. Okay. Not related.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Yeah, I tried to double check. He did not. But he also worked with other artists like Willie Nelson, Ry Cooder. He also played on this song called Faithless Love. Do you remember that song by Linda Ronstadt?
Yes, I do remember Faithless Love.
So we've already listened to his bass playing.
He was already on that one. Ugh, small world, man.
Yeah. And we can talk about Linda a little bit later. And then he
I'm about to say, there's no way she's not integrating with this. I have a note about this.
Yeah. There's definitely a way. He also co-wrote a couple of the songs on this, Hot Burrito 1 and 2.
Oh, so sick.
Yep. And then, so yeah, I feel like there's just a lot that's
it feels like a universe.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of just kind of like moving parts, but they all work in harmony.
Yeah, there's an MCU going on here.
There we go.
There we go.
I watched the end of Age of Ultron sitting at the Harris Teeter the other day when my kid ate like a waffle off the breakfast buffet.
Uh-huh.
It occurred to me I'd never seen that, but it still had all the trappings of like before MC. They had that huge plan to like inundate us with just nonstop Marvel Universe. And it failed.
Right.
Everybody's got tired of it. But that was back when it was like one of the first ones that were hitting before they like did all the offshoots. I really enjoyed it for what it was worth.
Yeah, so let's move along. We'll get through here really quick. So this was the Gilded Palace of Sin is the debut album by the Flying Burrito Brothers, and this is really a continuation of that country rock sound that Gram Parsons and Chris Hillman explored with the Byrds. and also with the International Sunshine Band. There was really this idea, like, how do I have a crossover album and crossover thing?
They were aiming for a sound or a genre bender.
Yep. And it's basically that American cosmic music was Gram Parsons' sort of vibe he was going after here. A lot of people were influenced by this, and they were influenced by a lot of people. You know, they were influenced by the Everly Brothers, Hank Williams, Merle Haggard, George Jones.
You didn't say Merle and Hank.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Yep.
And then there's another one specifically for the last song, Hippie Boy. Mm-hmm. Who does that remind you of? Storytellers.
Oh, yeah. So we can talk about Arlo Guthrie.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Arlo Guthrie for sure.
All right.
He comes into the story.
Of course.
100% comes into the story.
This is better than MCU.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's fine. They also were big fans of, bands like, Otis Redding's Temptations. You get some sense of that. You get it late on some
As you move through the album, the R&B does wake up.
Yeah. And then, of course, their aesthetic. They built these nude suits, which are basically like embroidery of marijuana leaves and pills and poppies and all of that.
Dragons and peacocks.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
So I feel like it's important to set this context because at first listen for me, I feel like this album is, for me, without this context, I'm like, is this homage or parody?
Sure. You're not quite sure because the performances are really clean and they're well done.
Yep.
And so you're like, oh, like, are they taking this really, you know how sometimes, like, let's look at parody, right? Mm-hmm. You go look at a Weird Al character or like a Lonely Island type of group.
Right.
Andy Samberg is not a good singer, and he would tell you the same.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have this cue, this hint, we're in parody. Even Weird Al over accentuated a nasal property. He wasn't giving his best all initially. I know this because I OD'd on a couple of his albums as a kid.
Yeah.
The Night That Santa Claus Went Crazy is still one of the most insane songs I've ever heard in my life. And so a lot of the time, parody music doesn't make an attempt to mask itself. In fact, it makes an attempt to oust itself as not to confuse.
Right.
Here, not the case.
Right.
If you want to call it parody.
Yeah. I don't, with the exception of maybe one song, I don't think there's a parody on this album. But at first blush, I was like, I'm not sure what I'm hearing.
It's not parody as much as it's, I'd say, like tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Which is a much better.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving right along, we'll get through this pretty quick here. The Gilded Palace of Sin was recorded from November to December 1968 at A&M Studios in California, which eventually got transferred into the Jim Henson Studios.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. So
Sesame Street?
yeah,
Okay.
I had to bring it up because it's been a while since.
Yeah.
And I think this album, it didn't do really well financially. This is, or even critically at first.
When you try for a bender, though, do they ever?
No, but I think we talked a little bit about in the last episode how people looked at Laura Nero as a songwriter. I do think that there's a piece of this that is music for musicians.
100%. I agree entirely.
And so that's really where it came, I think, into the fray. They influenced bands like Poco and the Eagles, and they really did set a groundwork for what country rock probably could be.
Can be, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's elements, especially later in the album, that really start to get into, I hate the word soft rock.
Yeah.
But you get to like the Burrito titled tunes, which are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And you start to hear these chord progressions that are a little more complex, some harmonies and melody ideas that you could argue would go on to do Little Feat or Little River Band. There's structure here for multiple genres. I mean, if their mission was to influence multiple genres, I'd say it's a success in hindsight.
Yeah. And another artist that essentially emerged out of this is really more the collaboration with Gram Parsons is Emmylou Harris.
Who's no small deal herself.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a few songs, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, that like they do harmonies together on it. Because Gram's singing is not always the most intonated.
No, but he makes up for it in attitude.
Yeah. So the fact that he's known for his harmonization with Emmylou Harris, he can do it, and he does it on this.
He does it in the same way that like Garrison Keillor, the Prairie Home's Companion.
Yeah.
Not a great singer, but had this hauntingly beautiful quality to him.
Yeah.
Some people are just blessed with that. Like Damon Albarn has a career somehow.
Right.
Like what?
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot I've tried to pack into this here. The legacy's grown over time. It's recognized as a classic. I think it is also potentially a stepping stone for Americana.
Of course.
And
I mean, if country rock is a category, which almost is not, now we have alt country.
Right.
Americana was really the foundation that would come out next and be the concrete and the rebar, right? Like,
yeah.
And we've used the word Americana literally every episode, it feels like.
Yeah. And we'll talk about alt country later.
Alt country later, after this break.
Life is full of surprises. 1 minute, you're expecting a romantic dinner with Tammy from Tinder. But who's knocking at your back door?
It's Gary from Grindr.
You're double booked.
You've got a long night ahead of you, but don't panic. 100 Beans is here to save your dinner and overbuild your butt confidence.
Why 100 beans?
Need to tickle Tammy's tonsils?
Beans!
Want to add some pizzazz to that burrito?
Beans!
Want to become a power bottom?
Beans!
Feeling sluggish? Let nature's musical fruit satisfy your stomach and enhance your man queef.
Whatever the situation, 100 Beans has your back. And so does Gary.
And for a limited time, order now and get 112 beans.
That's 12 bonus beans for when your digestive system wants an encore.
What's included?
33 and a third hard-working pintos.
28 well-endowed blacks.
22 drunk kidney beans.
Listen. Listen. You know I love you, right? 4 2/3 chickpeas from the deli call center.
12 bonus beans. You won't know what they are, but they're beanish.
Act now. Supplies are limited, and your next dinner emergency or bathroom breakthrough could happen at any time.
100 beans for when your evening needs flavor, fiber, and flatulence. Oh, dude, I found the... So I guess the algorithm on Reddit has hit me recently, and one of the things I'm seeing is this entire subreddit of people who are pissed about remote work leaving them. Mm-hmm. And everybody has to go back to work.
Back to work. Back to work. Everybody, work.
All the stories are the same, but different.
Yeah.
No one's happy is the end game.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that seems to be trending is they're like, well, we really just want all of our staff in the same room for the meetings. Mm-hmm. And so what people are doing is like, they're like grabbing their whole teams and going to a coffee shop and then all logging in from there from Zoom. And then the boss is scratching their head going, what's going on?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, that seems to be a real rager right now. It's going to be a losing battle. You can't give us that right and then take it away.
It's tough. There is something, I will say this as someone who was forced to work with human beings in real life for 99% of my career. There is something that gets lost when everything is a Zoom call, because you never have those serendipitous conversations that just can occur. And if you're doing any kind of like knowledge work or creative work, those things are where like innovation happens and like really cool things happen. So I do feel bad for people who miss out on those. And I feel bad for a younger generation who does not know what it's like to go to work and interact with humans. So even though I believe in the flexibility and love the flexibility I have, there is something about face-to-face with the human that is still irreplaceable.
I agree entirely because I did this for 15 plus.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't be in the craft I was in, in children's music education and when we had to flex to go to Zoom lessons to keep the business alive. I mean, we almost bid it.
Yeah.
We never quite recovered, in fact. I mean, and it's because parents of those students, or just the students themselves speaking out, missed the interaction of being in the room, especially with, now the tech's gotten a little better, but still like jamming with a person. Impossible.
Yeah.
Trying to teach a drum lesson via Zoom.
Latency, all that stuff. It's a mess.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's certain elements that I do believe we'll find balance. We'll find balance. I get people going, I don't want to be in the office 5 days a week for 47 hours. I totally get that. I get people going, I don't want to stay home 5 days a week. I lose all self-respect.
Yeah.
There's somewhere this will finally land. I think one of the big pressures right now is the sheer amount of commercial real estate leases that employers are stuck in, and they're like, well, if we're paying for it, you better be here.
Yeah, at least the air conditioning, heating, all that sort of stuff. There's a lot to it.
But what will happen though, and just to extend this podcast even further, because we've already done our financial bit. No, what will happen, and this is my last piece that's on tangent tonight. Once those leases retire, I do believe a new leaf will turn in a generation-bending genre and style of work, where people will be more hesitant to sign a 7 or 10 year lease for a building because the old style's dead.
Yeah, I mean, in some places in big cities, some of those office spaces have turned into like apartments,
which is a great use.
And then it's apartment, and then the work is like the next floor up or down, but. There's still something awesome about waking up at 8:55 for a 9 o'clock meeting, throwing on some work appropriate shirt, still being in your jammy pants.
That's the one.
That's still awesome.
That's the one. Alrighty, so we're gonna kick into this album. It's 11 songs short, and it punches it just over 37 minutes. Which you show me that, I go great.
Yeah.
And first tune here is called Christine's Tune. There's a parenthesis into this one as well, isn't there?
Well, this song was renamed eventually.
That's what it is. Good.
Yeah. The song was originally written about David Crosby's girlfriend.
I love girlfriends.
Girlfriends are good too. Christine Hinton, who also inspired the CSNY song Guinevere.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about that? We're just going to get factoids just like chucked at us, aren't we?
There's a bunch. And so this song was renamed after Hinton's death to Devil in Disguise.
Devil in Disguise, yeah.
Which makes more sense when you hear the song.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And poor Christine got called out.
Pretty hard.
Yeah. I mean, to put the name there.
Some people, like later on, Chris Hillman expressed his discomfort with some of the lyrics, saying they're probably a little misogynist, and I would tend to agree to some extent.
I will agree with all.
Yeah.
You open up this album, you look at the album cover, you get 4 guys in these nudie suits looking quite spiffed. They're sitting on hail bays or bays. Yeah.
Wow.
Hail bays. There we go. Man, we're full of
We're
good
all
ones
aphasic,
tonight.
yeah.
They're sitting on bales of hay. And you're like, okay, what am I going to get? The Flying Burrito Brothers. I'm thinking, all right, we're going to go Southern America. We're going to go kind of country, but they all kind of look off Elvis. I don't know. And then you get a country ass song.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's like step 1 into the cosmic music experience that is Gram Parsons' vision, because you do have this, as you say, country ass song, but Sneaky Pete comes in right away with some distorted pedal steel that is otherworldly.
It's gnarly.
Yeah.
I think there might be a fuzz thing going on there, which makes it really bitey.
Yeah.
But it's got all the trappings, and it's being sung like a country song as well. It's being produced like a country song. To me, this is country with a couple of aggressive elements in it.
Yeah. And there's some interesting phrasing in the lyrical content, rhythmic phrasing, that almost feels like it's maybe going into 6/4. It's not. It never does. I was counting through. I'm like, am I getting these like additional measures of 2?
No, but
it's not. But it's how
there's
they're
a swagger to their prepresentation I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's not by mistake.
Yeah.
But it has all the trappings of country. You got these the Telecasters, bro. Like there's no question about it.
Yeah.
The tempo is right there. The drum beat is right there. The presentation of lyrics is right there. The harmonies sound like country harmonies.
They do. So I get a little confused though. Listen to this. In the verse 1, left ear you have Gram Parson, who's got the higher voice.
Oh, the panning, by the way, through the whole album, it's not hard to figure out who's who.
Right. Well, except, and right here you have Chris Hillman, who has the deeper voice. In the second verse, they switch ears.
Wild.
It's like what's happening, and then but in the chorus they're back to normal, and it's abrupt when you go from left right, and then they switch ears in that verse. But then when you go back to the chorus again, and it's back it's like nothing ever happened, except like no. Like,
this comes down to sound source. If you're driving on the highway and listening to this, you might not catch that.
Yeah.
If you're listening in your monitors, like a AirPod or some Bose things, or even in a studio situation like ours where the speakers are 7 feet apart from each other,
right,
you're gonna catch that.
Yeah, and it's like, did he just like run around behind me, and like now he's singing this ear? It's a little unsettling.
Indeed, and there's something about this entire album I think you can say that's. They never quite let you get comfortable. There's always a line or a lick to keep you just a little off balance from falling into like a country two-step.
Yeah,
especially on the first half.
Yeah,
which is where you get more of I think that country vibe. It's country storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much more kind of terse and rock and roll punk rocky attitude. Yep. Not to use the word punk and
subversive.
It pushing buttons.
Yep.
But the presentation is like very cool hand,
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes the song fun.
Right. And that's
strong
where
opener.
Yeah, and that's where you're like, all right, am I listening to a parody or am I listening to homage or neither?
I think the third box we will find throughout the album is being checked, but you need to be convinced.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't convinced on first and second listen. I was like, this is a country album. Mm-hmm. You ain't doing nothing new.
Right.
But they are.
They are. Yeah. I mean, just the pedal steel alone.
Mm-hmm. Well, man. The funny part about the pedal steel here is for 68, 69, that was not traditional pedal steel.
Right.
Every pedal steel player now plays just like that.
Right.
They all stole it. I mean, Robert Randolph's been playing with aggressive overdrives on his, on his slide since 1980,
right?
And that becomes the trendsetter for anybody who's playing lap steel or pedal steel, very different instruments, or even just slide guitar.
Yeah.
But there's a sound that's been adopted there.
Yeah.
Now you can't find a pedal steel player that doesn't have a bigger pedal board than my guitar pedal board at any given time.
Right.
And I have to have a rotary effect. I have to have a volume pedal, and then like 6 different levels. The way that metal guitar players stack drives.
Right.
These guys stack reverbs and delays.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but this is a prototype for that.
It's really cool. Yeah, I'm into it, and it's a good listen.
Yeah.
Song number 2, Sin City.
This is not about Las Vegas.
I was wondering, though there's little hints of burning your money and stuff like that, where you kind of think it is, but I suppose they never really mention it once.
Yeah. So there's a few things about the origin of this. It's about Los Angeles, and it's talking about the indulgence in corruption, sort of in the music industry. The lyric
allegory.
Yeah.
Or metaphor. Sorry.
Yeah. The lyric, on the 31st floor, your gold-plated door won't keep the Lord's burning. Keep out the burning's rain is a reference to their former manager, Larry Spector, who they felt stole money from them.
Man, the Spectors are not getting very high regard on these podcasts, are they?
No. But then you get like references to like climate change and global warming and earthquakes.
Some hippy dippy stuff.
Yeah. And then the line, they lost the best friend they had, the whole verse where they're talking about he came in to clean up this town is about a reference. Losing the best friend they ever had is a reference to the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
All dipped in a 3/4 country waltz.
Yeah, and it's a slow one, and there's a lot of, I guess, I'd say emotion, but it's not his style of singing. It's like ache.
Yeah.
Like the same way Johnny Cash kind of has emotion, but he has like one tone of it. Mm-hmm. We're channeling a little bit of that feeling here, and it's convincing. I really like the song. It's one of the few where I heard it, and when I was listening in the car the first time, I went, when I get home, I got to go do the Spotify lyric run by thing and just read alongside it.
Yeah, there's a lot here. And I actually, with this 3/4 waltz, I can start to hear the prototype of a song like "Take It to the Limit."
Yeah,
by the Eagles,
which is much more 6/8. Not to be the music nerd to divide it, but
right?
They're counting that eighth note hard. Here, you really can make the argument this is a straight up waltz.
Yeah. Because I think it's kick, snare, snare, or cross stick. I think is the drum beat.
It was the same sound source.
Yep.
I love it as a follow up to Christine's tune because the tempo drops through the floor. However, there's a consistency in style. In the sake where I go, cool, moderate country song that has some kind of edgy stuff going on, some neat playing into what you'd call a waltz, a country waltz.
Yep.
And I'm like, neat. They've already shown us that they're dynamic.
Yeah.
And the musicianship so far is very good. All the players sound awesome.
Yeah.
It's clear they weren't recording to a metronome, which is fine. We're so hard tuned to that right now. There's a couple rushed entrances, but nothing that's egregious enough that I don't care. In fact, I like the fact that it's the authenticity of it. Yeah,
it breathes. And I mention the Eagles here because, the band Poco was around here, and they had some. They were a predecessor really to the Eagles. Who also were the backing band for Linda Ronstadt. Mm-hmm. And there's definitely a relationship between these bands and how they all work together. So it's not like strange that this happened. And who's one of the founders? God, I just lost his name of the Eagles. Bernie Leadon. He eventually, like in the next album, is in the Burrito Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's like
it's incestuous.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. Yeah. Once again, and that just resonates with all the stuff. When we were talking about the Valley several episodes ago during Linda Ronstadt's episode, and all of the musicians and the Mamas, and the Papas, and the Byrds, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and all that. It seems like that melting pot was really hot for like a decade.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah,
and there's trading good musician for good musician left and right. Yeah. Everybody's stealing each other's music and singing it and covering it, and they're borrowing players and their session players here and there. I mean, can you imagine being in a time like that? It feels like such a little pond.
Yeah, it must have been amazing.
Yeah. Let's move to song number 3. Do Right, Woman.
Yeah.
Did I present that correctly?
Well, this is a cover of an Aretha Franklin song.
Indeed.
So you wouldn't get that. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like it
doesn't scream Aretha, but
right.
That's because the way Aretha puts a spin on the things she sings,
right, is
so impressive. You don't cover Aretha. Like
and they don't.
Yeah.
I do like this. I'd say that the verse vocally is a little messy. They're not in time with, because they're still hard panned. They're not in time with each other. Maybe Gram's a little bit, because Gram did die at the age of 26 from a drug overdose.
Oh, one more year, bro. You could have been in the club.
Yeah, and it was pretty sad. It was like at the Joshua Tree Motel, or there was this whole like overdose thing where, it's a very unfortunate story of his passing.
Ugh.
And so, and he didn't survive this band very long because he was fired from it by Chris Hillman, because Chris Hillman was like, dude,
you're a mess.
You're a mess. Yeah. But where the vocals do come in nicely. Remember we were listening during the break, and like, you hear that high harmony?
Yep. Who was it?
Dave Crosby.
Shut up. I thought it was a female.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a heck of a harmony.
Yeah. And it's the cleanest one. It almost makes up for some of the pitchiness that
Gram's putting out
there.
Oh man,
he cleans up for it. It sounds beautiful.
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
There's some elements of the song now where you start to see evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice there's kind of like an electric piano thing that has entered here?
Yep. Played by Gram.
When you hear, traditional country, you'd never hear digital instrument,
right?
Or like a Rhodes or Wurlitzer type thing. Organ is not unheard of. However, it's not a fourth bearer either.
Right.
And we will get some organ on this album, which is really nice.
Yeah, later on, yeah.
But you almost think more that, like, upright piano
Yeah.
is what you typically hear. Not to overuse the word honky tonk in this episode, but a honky tonk sounding piano. Some kind of slappy, slightly out of tune, much more of the character. So to get an EP in this, kind of cool.
Yeah.
And well played, Graham. Cheers.
Yeah. This is a good song. I sort of tease the messiness. I think it's also supposed to potentially show some of the desperation. But again, because the vocals are so hard panned, it's hard to avoid them.
I don't like that technique. I don't like 100. And for those who are trying to figure out what we mean by that, you have 2 ears, right? And so imagine, listener, if
Most
I were
of
to,
us do.
yeah, hopefully you have 2 ears you hear out of. For the vast majority who do, imagine if I walked around you while talking and you heard me move, and you experiment with this.
You know what maybe we could do is maybe we say the same thing at the same time, and we can just pan ourselves right now.
Just do a quick hard pan.
Yeah, let's just tell me about your day. What did you do today? Just talk. Just a little bit, yeah.
I can just say
yeah.
All right, hey Dan, let's both talk about it. 1,
So I was
2,
yep.
3. So what I did is I took Jonas.
So I worked
Carter
today, and I
out
had to give
the
a presentation
Eastern Shore, and I had
about
to go put up
the
a PA system for a 2-day
how we can
conference I'm going to be
use
doing.
like
I got
references
back over the Bay Bridge
as
just in time. Picked up some lights from my buddy, and now we're here.
Yeah, that's great.
Cool. We'll spread that out. You'll see. Now, there's ups and downs to this technique. A positive might be you get separation. So if you're trying to listen to the cacophony of that was just Dan and I speaking over each other, when you separate the ears, you have a chance. You can kind of plug one up, just listen to Carl or just listen to Dan.
Yep.
Here's the negative. You get a prolific singer like David Crosby and put him in one ear, and a pro drug user and put him in the other ear.
Right.
The separation disparity of that is going to be really striking to the point where it's not flattering for Graham in this situation.
Yeah. And if you're listening carefully to us talking right now, we are panned.
We panned so right now, and I said them this way, we sit about a quarter.
Yep.
I think you're 24. I can't even read what I'm at. 24, 25.
Yep.
I always put us so that I'm slightly more in your right ear. Dan's slightly more in your left ear. So it feels more conversational. You don't perceive this unless you're really listening for it.
Yeah.
Now you won't be able to unhear it.
Yeah.
But this is something we've been doing since day one.
Yep.
Because if we were both to talk right down the middle of the mix at 50-50, that's not how you would hear us in a room. It's not a good production technique.
It also helps us when we talk over each other.
Which happens all of the time, mainly me talking over Dan. I'm so sorry, buddy.
I do too.
Thanks for tolerating me.
Love you.
You too, bud. Anyway, another down-tempo song. This one kind of crawls, but it once again, deservingly so. The carpet matches the grapes, the drapes. The grapes.
The aphasia is strong tonight.
Dude, I'm so tired. It's because I'm anticipating having to drive another hour after this. What I mean though is the tempo matches the tonality of the song and the messaging.
Yeah.
Another style we haven't heard, which is really nice. This one isn't quite a shuffle. It's kind of a hybrid R&B and country song.
Yeah, you could say it's like I don't know. It's like a soul waltz.
It's like a soul two-step.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. But third song where the instrumentation fits, the production fits, it's lined up nicely. However, we got a whole new kind of groove going on. So kudos to them. I'm still interested is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to song 4, Dark End of the Street. I feel like I've heard this one before.
Well, it is another cover of a song originally recorded by James Carr in 1967. You might remember this because we talked about this on episode number 11, which is when we covered, I think it's 11, when we covered Linda Ronstadt's album,
Heart Like a Wheel.
Heart Like a Wheel. And she does a fantastic rendition of this song.
I like this rendition, though.
It's good. It's good. I still prefer hers more just because she's flawless.
Yeah, I pretty much would take hers over anybody's blindly.
Yeah. Aretha Franklin also covered this song.
You probably did it better than everybody.
Yeah, I haven't heard it, but yeah.
This one's cool because this is where we get that introduction of the organ. And I'm a slut for that. And I think it serves the song right.
Yeah. But I'll say, here's where the panning gets strange.
Yeah.
Because now we have the drums hard pan to the right. Chris Hillman's lead vocals almost dead center. And then we have in pedal steel dead center.
I had
with the harmonies to the left.
I had Hillman 10% right,
Yeah.
harmonies hard panned,
Yeah.
and pedal steel I didn't have a note on, but it's just the saturation's so big.
Yeah.
They really like pedal steel.
Yeah. So it almost, because of the lack of hard panning now, the left ear is overwhelmed with sound because I have a lot of stuff 10% right or center, depending on. I think the pedal steel might be direct center. You're right. The vocals are a little bit off to the right, but my right ear is now longing for sound.
Yeah, and the pedal steel's distracting.
Mm-hmm.
This tune, I don't like the production on it. I like the song, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this production, it still sounds like it came out of the same camp as the rest of this album.
Yeah.
It just is kind of a mixed mess.
Yeah, I feel like this is a psychedelic experiment that kind of went wrong.
Hey man, I heard this one thing and a thing. Let's try putting this here. And no one ever went and switched it back with good conscious leader.
Yeah, I thought the first time I listened, I thought my right earbud had cut out.
Oof, yeah. I didn't have an experience that bad. I just remember it. To me, it sounds, when mixes go wrong, it's almost always, not that I can't hear an element, but I have selective hearing, as most musicians do, probably you too.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded cluttered.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get the message in the way I think it was meant to be delivered. And that's almost always, okay, what went wrong in the mix?
Which is too bad because the performance is great.
The performance across this album is generally good. You're not going to catch me complaining, with the exception of Gram Parsons' vocals, which I will give him a free pass in the same sense too, because he's stylistically really fun to listen to.
Yeah, he is. And do you watch any videos of them?
No.
Yeah, he's got this look about him that, like, the joke's always there. Like he's pulling the wool over your eyes like the entire time. There's like this almost like snark to him.
But you have to be a good musician too to pull it off.
Yeah, and he is.
And I think he believes in what he's saying. I think he's like, yeah, this is freaking clever. Mm-hmm. Like he's owning it. There's some ego there. You know there is.
Yeah, and he's playing guitar and keyboards on this album.
Yeah.
No complaints about those performances.
He's no small icon in music. And so this one is distracting in the sense that there's definitely a better cover out there.
Yeah.
Maybe two. And I like what they did with the song. I don't like how it was translated to us.
Yeah. Yep.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Good. This is the last tune on side A of this vinyl.
Yeah.
This would be the song called My Uncle.
My Uncle.
Up until now, by the way, on your popular streaming platforms, you're kind of hovering in the, sub 5 million, just above 5 million, dip to 2, come back up to 5. Everything on the front half of this album is pretty much kissing 2 mil.
Yeah.
With the exception of, this one, which is 1.5 million. But the front half is quite popular.
It is. My Uncle refers to Uncle Sam. Mm-hmm. Songs about draft dodging during the Vietnam War.
It's a pretty clear satire, going on here.
Yeah, it's talking about the moral predicament of avoiding the military. It's not like I'm draft dodging and it's cool.
No, it's like, okay, like this feels weird.
Yeah,
It's shame, it's question. I mean, it has some elements. The message comes first in this song.
Yeah, it does.
But new instrumentation.
Yeah.
Mandolin. Hello.
Yeah, and it's buried in the background for a bit, but it's there. And once you notice it, it's like, oh, this is really well played. And
percussively, it adds quite a bit. So I was pretty dialed in on it. I really like the sound of it because this song's more up tempo too.
Yeah.
And so with the mandolin in there, it kind of moves it. And the way that this was recorded, unlike the last tune, I love where they have their singers pushed.
Yep.
And you can really hear everything they're saying.
And I think melodically, it feels like a prototype to the song "City of New Orleans" by Arlo Guthrie.
There we go. There's that storyteller, Vab.
Yeah, and I think that what's nice about that, I love that song, but is the way that the melody is phrased in that song and in this song really helps with the exposition of the story because it's such a well-crafted set of melodic phrases.
Yeah.
I feel like a beginning, a middle, and end. And if you're doing songwriting 101, they talk about, or even like orchestral writing for that matter. They talk about you have an idea, and the first version of the idea asks a question. Right.
That's cool.
Right. It should ask a question, whether it's like lyrically or just melodically. It leaves you hanging because now I need to hear the answer, which is the second half of the phrase. And
Demands resolution.
Right.
Yeah.
It demands that resolution
Which does not always mean the one.
No, it doesn't mean the one. It doesn't mean the one because it may add a response that asks another question. Right. Which can lead you on. So if you're like thinking of your melodies and your lyrics as like asking questions, answering questions, continuing the phrase, if you think about it that way as a conversation, it really helps like build your melody, build your chord progression, build your lyrical content. And I think the prototype of this melody and this melodic phrasing is like a showcase of that.
Oh.
And so, I think that's what also makes that song City of New Orleans like so powerful, because by the time you get to the chorus of that song, you feel like you're ready for that resolution. And then now
it's almost like reconciliation.
Yeah.
If you're keeping tabs on like, I'm just looking for something here.
Yeah. I think, again, this is the prototype for that. I think it gets fleshed out better in the Arlo Guthrie tune, which is only like a year or two later.
Sure.
I think it's 1971.
But this song right here, like if you have to put a tune out so far in this album,
it's great
to get someone who's not analytical about music to listen. This is a great choice.
Yeah.
It's easy to listen to. The story is clearly there. The instrumentation's interesting. The recording is very good.
Yeah.
I like this song quite a bit.
I do too.
If you were to grab the first five, for me, I think Sin City is my favorite of the first five.
Yeah. The audience would agree.
This would be my favorite, my second, I think. Would the
Yeah.
audience agree? No, probably not.
I would flip it around. They're both in my top two. I think I like this one a little bit better.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the first half of this album. Any other thoughts?
No.
Let's check in with our sponsors. We'll be right back.
This episode of Backwards Beats Podcast is brought to you by Couple Sync, the app that puts the function back into your dysfunctional relationship. Last night, I started daydreaming while she was explaining about how her boss never listens to her ideas.
She literally repeated my idea, word for word, and everyone nodded like she just solved climate change.
That buzzed me and said,
Maintain eye contact. Smile and nod, you dope.
He keeps going on about his fantasy football team.
I just needed the pass to cover the spread.
I just want to shove pencils in my ears.
Literally just 3 points, and my whole bracket implodes. Couple Sync will interrupt your diatribe and remind you that
She does not care. She's faking it. Ask her one thing about her day.
here's how it works. You both download it, give it full access to your phones, and then let it pry into your everyday business and witness your casual neglect.
Are you listening to me?
It's a digital couples therapy trained on every internet quiz about love. So if you're texting your ex just to check in, it'll overheat your phone until it catches fire.
Get out of my house!
If you're fake laughing throughout an argument, it'll send both of you a notification that says,
Emotional connection lost.
Damn it, I'm peaked.
Try turning it off and back on.
Couple Sync also includes Intimacy Mode, the feature that nudges you towards romance with precision. It pairs your heart rates, tracks eye contact, and even suggests the optimal time for horizontal problem solving. He's talking about sex. Last night it told me
A blue pill is highly recommended.
Intimacy Mode can even detect when it's time for makeup sex.
You're both sorry. Now it's time for somebody to get spanked.
Just try Couple Sync for free for 7 days with promo code BackwardsBeat69. That unlocks Emergency Reconnection Protocol, which plays The Scientist by Coldplay every time someone says,
Whatever, I'm done.
Couple Sync, because love shouldn't be this hard. Yeah, it should.
You know, we've talked about the fuzz pedal on this album, but we haven't talked about the Merkin.
The Merkin?
Not Merkin,
Merkin.
the Merkin.
The Merkin?
Are you familiar with the Merkin?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, it's a hair appliance that's often used in certain types of films.
Okay. A hair appliance?
Yes.
Like-
Think about a wig
Okay.
for your swimsuit area.
Oh, a
A
Merkin.
Merkin.
Did you see recently they make these thongs that have like fake?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a
Yeah.
Merkin?
Normally you don't need the thong.
No, it's Brazilian.
Yeah.
Oh, man. A Merkin.
Because they're called a fuzz box. So I'm like, is that the same as a Merkin?
I love this.
Yes.
Even the word's funny.
It's a great word.
Oh, we, Oh, we got to do more with that. There's a t-shirt idea somewhere.
Yeah.
If you guys have a good t-shirt idea for the Merkin, you could hit us on our email.
backwardsbeatspodcast@gmail.com.
Or on our Instagram.
At Backwards Beats Podcast.
And we will then end up selling pictures and videos of us on our Patreon.
Yeah, that's right.
Wearing our Merkins. Okay, so we flipped the old disc over. Song number 6 is called Wheels.
Wheels.
And something happens here, Daniel.
What happens?
It doesn't sound like country for a second.
No, we get this like tremolo Crimson and Clover guitar that sort of ekes its way in, and it feels very California.
Indeed it does. And this is where we can start to go, okay, your whole we want to make a hybrid album is being realized.
Yeah.
And a good tune to do it. It still has a lot of country feeling roots to it.
Oh, we get there for sure. But it starts off there, and you basically turn into a country song, right?
It does, especially that whole part of being run off the road by an 18-wheeler.
Which I think you literally hear in here because you now have Sneaky Pete's pedal steel, which is heavily fuzzed out with a fuzz box.
It sounds like you shoved his pedal steel in the bell of a baritone saxophone and lit the whole thing on fire.
I think it's supposed to sound like a semi-truck's horn bearing
That's
down on you.
why I referenced it.
Yeah.
It's actually quite shocking, not in a good way, when you hear it for the first time, if you're listening in a close proximity type of way, like an AirPod.
Yeah.
You'll go, ah,
Yeah.
what just happened?
You might leave some skid marks.
Oh, yeah. No bueno.
Oh, bueno. That could happen after too many burritos, too.
Man. Any idea on the origin of the name?
No, and I meant to look it up, and I just think it's whatever. Here we are.
Yeah, precisely. I do actually quite like the name.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny.
It is.
And with the whole like persona and the nudie suits and the style of music they're playing, very fitting.
Yeah.
Though I don't know why.
No, I can't tell you why.
No, this whole song has the overwhelming freedom type of vibe going.
Mm-hmm.
It does trade in its California peace sign for some cowboy boots, pretty much within 30 seconds.
Yeah, and
But-
this is co-written by Gram Parsons and Chris Hillman.
There you go. With that said, it fits in the album perfectly because it's not too far from where we've been listening.
Yeah, no, it's just a surprise intro given what we came off of with My Uncle, right? So we come in now all of a sudden like, oh, did I not only flip the album over, did I put the wrong album on?
Yeah, it's a new sound straight up. I think it's a great break point for the album too.
Yeah. Did you ever have in your household growing up the record player that allowed you to stack records on top? So basically the spindle.
We didn't have it. I'm hip to it. I've seen that thing before.
Yeah. So the way it would work is you put one record on, you get it going, and then the spindle was a little bit longer and it had a little bit of a lip on it.
It was a lip type of contraption. It would knock it off.
Yep. And you could stack 2 or 3 records up there and you get to listen to side one of like 4 albums.
You're like, I've created an album.
Yeah. So it was like the disc changer before the disc changer. And that's what it kind of made me think of when it came in. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Did I not flip the album? Did I just put the
That's
next
crazy.
record on?
Okay. That works.
Yeah.
Did I accidentally thumb shuffle?
Yep. Yep.
Neat tune. I don't have a ton to say about it. I think it's well recorded. I like the instrumentation on it. It's one of the better productions on the album, with the exception of the volume of our 18-wheeler horn.
Yeah. This might be the trippiest song on the album. Man.
It's up there.
Yeah.
There's one that's a little trippier to me, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get there. It's not the next song, however.
It's not. No. And the difference between this song and what I believe you're going to call the trippiest song is that this is more sonically trippy than that other song. That other song is, I don't know, like a thought experiment.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, but I will say, yeah, the effects alone on this one do put you back into that whole, okay, we're going for more of a psychedelic feel.
Yep.
Or cosmic, as one might say.
Yeah.
You think you've turned a leaf, but then we get to song number 7, Juanita.
Juanita.
And we're kind of right back into Countryland.
Yeah, and Juanita's reportedly inspired by a real person that the band knew in Hollywood, who is the sister of Arlo Guthrie's wife.
I bet she's hot.
Probably. Maybe Vagabond.
Maybe. Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, this one, it's a nice tune, actually. It's kind of dreamy is the word I used.
Yeah, it's a heartbreak song, another 3/4 waltz
Yep.
type tune.
This one, you could make the 6/8 argument
Yeah.
on because of the vocal pattern, amongst other items that kind of push it on that eighth.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way it's phrased is
yeah,
what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think the drum pattern locks into 3/4, but yeah.
I mean,
melodically.
Go for the least common denominator here, right?
Yeah.
There's also the pulse of the organ, the way that they have it set.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a 16th, I think?
Yeah.
So it feels like it has a texture to it.
And it's an organ.
Another nice organ, which
Yeah.
is cool. I think a second one we've heard on the album.
And what's interesting to me is the verse phrases start on the 5 chord.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's 5/4-1, 5/4-1. It's not a complicated song, but it's like, because the intro sets you very clearly. I don't know. Let's say it's like the key, whatever key, the key of D, I think it might be.
I'll buy it.
Yeah, sure, whatever. And so and you get that, you establish that key in the intro, and then the verse comes in, and you're on the 5, and it's a little bit of a lift.
It is, and the reason I think that this is effective is because where it sits in the collection of songs.
Yeah.
So many of these songs end on 1-5-1 as they finish phrases off, which is a traditional country thing.
Yeah.
And so you end up, down, ba-dum, down, ba-dum, boom. We're back home,
Yep.
right? Not here. It's
Yeah.
almost like you're starting the phrase on the
At the
sign
end.
off,
Yeah.
which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
But not in like a tricky, disorienting prog rocky type of way.
Not at all.
Just a new way to present a love song.
I think it grabs your attention.
I indeed, it's of the waltzy 3 on this album.
Mm-hmm.
One might be able to argue there's 4 of them. This would fall to. It's my second favorite. I like Sin City in this.
Yeah, and it's also nice because even though it's not a complicated thing, there's a musical interlude, which is the bridge. It's a modulation basically from, let's say, it goes from like the 1 to like, it goes up a step.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, now I'm just up a step, which you are. But then because the melody, the verse phrase is 5/4-1, 5/4-1, it feels like more of a departure than it actually is. It's just a modulation up a whole step. That's all it is.
But the difference is instead of going to your minor 2, they take the major.
Yep.
But they still go to the same 5, also major.
Yeah.
And so it catches your ear for sure.
Yeah.
It's a neat tune. It highlights to me the musicianship in the band.
Yeah.
Once again, the songwriting. These are musicians at the end of the day.
Yep.
And I don't know, for a band called the Flying Burrito Brothers, having a song called Juanita just feels right.
It does. It's appropriate,
I love that.
especially as you walk into.
Oh, best title on the entire album. Hot Burrito number 1.
And with such an awesome song title, you would not expect what comes out of this song.
This is a soul song.
It's a beautiful song.
We are not country anymore. This is a soul song. I am hard set on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
This precedes country, if you think about it, because country music came from soul
Yeah.
first and foremost. It all came from church or field chants.
Yeah.
Fight me, like
Yeah.
And so this is an elemental tune. Not only is it hilariously titled because it has nothing to do with a physical burrito
Yeah.
at all, not even close.
But it was written at Burrito Manor where the band lived.
Ah, got it. See how cool. Things Carl didn't know.
Yeah.
This is a soul tune, and this is my favorite song on the album.
And I think most people would agree. This one is
7.5 million, which is pretty much it's the front runner by quite a bit. The next highest was just over 5.
Yeah. And what's awesome about this one, in my opinion, is Gram's vocals are definitely raw in here. They're a little bit shaky, but I think it really tells the story of the sadness of this breakup that he's going through.
Yeah, he's really convincing, though he might not be the best singer on the block. I want him to sing it.
Me too.
And there's a bunch of indicators of that sadness. You get a really heavy dose of strings for your first time, and I'm not talking about guitar strings.
Yeah.
So you get some orchestral notes. We're back to some electric piano stuff, which is between those two is why I'm screaming soul.
Yep.
And his presentation, he's even lost a little bit of his twang. He's trying on kind of a new singing style here, a little.
Yeah. I mean, the twang is an effect
That
he's putting on there.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. I had to really process what you said
Yeah.
there. Yeah, he layers twang on a little thicker, like a New York bagels cream cheese earlier in this album. He pulls it back here, and you really get to hear kind of a different version,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the more like, oh, wow. If I was going to think that the album hit in the right place, this is the point where I'm really checking it.
Yeah. And if you think you're listening to, I mentioned you're hearing, is this parody or homage? Here, like, everything's off. It's now, this is just my heart, like, out here exposed with a ridiculous song title for given what it is. But
You're waiting the whole time for him to tie it in somehow, kind of, or at least I was. And about 3/4 of the way in the song I gave up, I was like, you're never going to get there because you would have had to have gotten there by now. This is just aptly named something funny.
Yes.
But the song is not funny.
no,
And it's also not conventional.
no, it's
Chord
not.
wise, this would be a little bit of a bitch to chart.
Yeah. I mean, cause you start off with like this descending, like line cliche, but it trips you up because I think it's like one over the 7. So you have major 7. And then I think it goes to like the 4 chord, like right away.
Yeah, you don't get down to that. You don't get the satisfaction of the chromatic walk.
Right.
It hits. And then instrumentation wise, like we still have a pedal steel,
Yep.
which is unheard of in a standard soul genre.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely very interesting. And I think also you end up with this, so in the verse, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it's 1 to 3 minor to 5 minor.
Which is weird to get the 5 minor.
Right. Or you can say the song's in B minor and you can change those numbers around. I think the song's in D or it might be an F. I can't remember what it is. It doesn't matter. But it's a 1 to the major 3rd note, but it's 3 minor, which is normal. And then you get that 5 minor and then you go to 6 major.
Oh, wow. It's like almost like a Dorian thing going on here.
Yeah, it's really ambiguous.
Which is neat because sometimes there's like geeking over, modal structure and stuff
Right.
to nerd out.
Yep.
And then sometimes there's clear evidence that people are just choosing chords out of the ether and they don't know what they're doing.
Yep.
This is neither. This is that third sweet category of this is what I'm hearing. And I'm a good enough musician and composer. It's going to sound good.
Right. Because
Though it's a little chewy because when I'm racking my brain to try and compare it to something, which is what I naturally do,
yeah.
you can't really compare it to anything. I ain't heard this song before.
No.
I've heard some of these themes before. I've never heard this song before.
Right, because we're not even halfway through the verse because now I go to the 2 minor.
Okay.
So essentially,
You're diatonically correct again.
we're okay. So let's say we're in the key of do, right? Let's say we're in the 2 minor, which is normal, but now we start this line cliche again. So we have 2 minor major 7.
Descending thing.
James Bond chord comes back in here for a second.
Minor major 7.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Right? Because when you do that, basically what's happening is they're just playing a chord, right? They're playing the 2 minor. And then they just take the root note and they just move it down.
Your thumb or your pinky, depending on your piano phrasing.
Yep. Or in the guitar, right?
Yep, sure.
Right, just doing that. And then it goes to basically the minor 7. But if you're really paying attention, the upper chords, what's happening is you're getting that one note descending, but the bass note's just humping on E.
And you
whatever it is.
need the drone tone for context.
Yeah.
Or the pedal tone.
Yeah. So that E minor major 7, no one's like, ooh, I'm going to put in a big jazz chord here. Like, ooh, this line feels nice in the harmonization that I'm doing here.
Yeah.
But I just happy that we get 2 episodes in a row where the
Major Minor 7
Yeah.
makes an appearance.
yeah.
Also, this is the first time on this album we've heard anything remotely in the vein of kind of like cool chordal composition that wasn't anticipated.
Yeah.
Up until now, you're not seeing any weird alternate time signatures. What you are seeing is a lot of great use of tempo and different grooves. We don't have any clones of songs at this point. The only one you could argue is maybe like Do Right Woman and Juanita are kind of in the same camp,
Yeah, they're friends.
but still not to the point where you're confusing the two tunes.
Yeah.
I love this song. I love where it comes into the album. It's my favorite song on the album.
Everyone should love this song.
Yeah, and if you want to go listen to one song on this album and you're a musician who plays anything, go listen to this first. If you're not, go listen to My Uncle first and then listen to this next.
Sure.
That's my advice.
Nice recommendation.
You wouldn't believe where we go after Hot Burrito 1.
Where'd we go?
Hot Burrito number 2.
Really? Is this one spicier?
Yeah, he peed the first one out.
Yeah.
So another in the very short data set that we have, which is just Hot Burrito number 1.
Yep.
But in true form, Hot Burrito number 2 is its own.
Own thing.
It's nothing like Hot Burrito number 1, with the exception of it's not country, which is the only thing it has in common with Hot Burrito number 1.
No, you have this whole like R&B bass line.
R&B, not in today's sense. The R&B in traditional rhythm and
and
blues.
yeah.
Like, the stuff that Stevie Wonder listens to perfect R&B
Yes.
is what we're more pulling from. I think we were talking about, this feels a little, it has like a piano pedal thing that reminds me of Chicago.
Yep.
And I'll go even early Chicago to like Chicago Transit Authority. It gets a little show tuney. If you listened last week, in the best way, it has some of the Laura Nero stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that in here. This song is a little bit unmoored. Does it have a...
That's a great word.
Thank you. But there's also like a melody that goes in here, like the rhythmic phrase where I get, "Mama, don't let your baby grow up to be cowboys."
Yeah, it's a really good comp.
Yeah. Which is a great song. But then you also have the heavy fuzz pedal steel. Like,
That fuzz pedal steel. We were just talking about the Isleys a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And that thank you, whoever user wanted to get involved with us. Yes. Hendrix influenced fuzz tone. This is definitely a signature pedal steel.
Yes.
That he's used this overdriven fuzzy pedal 3-4 times now on the album.
yeah. Yeah, but this one is put in, even though the song I feel is a little bit unmoored compared to anything else on this album, the pedal steel with the fuzz fits into the packaging of this song.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Because it really has
Shouldn't.
no reason to.
Yeah.
But it does.
Yeah.
It works.
And-
I'm not complaining.
And really the Laura Nero part for me here is the vocal presentation with like lack of breathing.
A lot of information coming out of the singer on this one.
Yeah.
And that singer, unfortunately, is not who we are regarding as a very strong singer.
Yeah.
Like Laura Nero, at the end of the day, one of the things I didn't enjoy about her was I felt like she would try and emulate styles, but only do it half-assed.
Yeah.
Like she thought she was part of like the Aretha camp, but just wasn't, and really didn't do that style justice. But overall, like she's not a bad singer.
No.
She was flat a bunch. She took on like way too much homework is what she was. She's an overperformer.
Yeah.
Here we get a little bit of overperformance vibes on a guy who probably shouldn't be overperforming.
Yeah. Or just take a few fewer pills,
Yeah, well, swagger is kind of his key, so I expect him to be a little jacked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not my favorite attempt of Mr. Parsons.
Yeah.
However, I think the song's interesting. I think it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does have a lot of that dancing in the street,
Yeah.
late hippie celebration feel to it, which I do like. I think it's key for late 60s, early 70s. It's not a bad song.
No.
I like Hot Burrito number 1 more.
Me too.
Though I want to like Hot Burrito number 2.
Yes, I do.
All right, I got to say both titles, so I'm fulfilled.
That's nice.
Do you know?
Do I know what?
Do you know how it feels?
To say Hot Burrito number 1 and number 2?
No. To go to song number 10, which is called Do You Know How It Feels?
Oh, how does it feel, Carl?
It feels like I've heard this song before, Daniel.
Yeah?
Why so?
Well, it was first recorded by the International Submarine Band.
Which we already have determined would not be a very practical venue for a band.
No. But now maybe I kind of want to play a gig in a submarine.
I don't. I'm so claustrophobic. I want nothing to do with the submarine ever.
Yeah. So tell me what this song reminds you of.
I mean, it's gospel. It's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like that about it. This B side of the album, or the latter half of the album, you're really starting to get more experiment in style.
They're exploring the space.
And I'm really liking where they're going with it. I'm not saying any of them are particular bangers. Like even Hot Burrito number 1 isn't going to catch ears. There's nothing you can like grab onto as a hook that's particularly convincing. I just like that if people are going to talk about this album as experimental and a hybrid and a genre bender, it's nice to see it backed up at the back half of this album.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have a lot about this one. I mean, I like the fact that we're exploring a new style. We're not stuck here, which might sound hypocritical for me judging the previous album with Laura Nero so hard. But I was talking about that album actually with my son the other day because he's like, it feels like you're being hypocritical because you do like complicated music. I'm like, yes, but I'm more about exploring an idea and then moving on to a new idea. And maybe for me, that idea should last longer than 2 measures or 8 seconds or something like that.
Precisely. And
that was the problem with the volume of information I was receiving there. All really cool if they cut like half of the songs in half and explored those ideas just a bit longer.
Yeah. And I will say, having reflected on that album for over a week at this point, does that meet the Carl benchmark that I often talk about of it feels cohesive? The album does, but it really doesn't go anywhere. It's almost like these really great players who are behind her, which are a fantastic band, who are doing really cool charts and had to do really neat hits to accommodate her.
Yeah.
They didn't really get to do another style or genre of music on there.
Right.
It almost all felt canned at that point. Like I could almost anticipate how the band's going to sound next song.
Yeah.
You don't get that here. And I like that about this album.
Yeah.
And so here, we end up with a song that truly feels gospel-y to me. This is, we've been on a country forward album the whole time. This is the first shuffle we've gotten.
Well, so you say gospel, but that shuffle is almost like rockabilly shuffle.
Indeed. But
Right.
but that's a coin that we haven't had yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've had glints and hopes of it, but here it is, finally.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I think it's another ingredient that feeds into like this country rock evolution.
Precisely. Hey, here's so many directions you can take this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun tune. Is it a top? It might be a top 3 on the album for me.
No, I don't know about for me. I like it because even though the next song is very entertaining, I like this. Like when you talk about the next song, which we will in a second here, I think this is a good way to wrap the album up.
Sure. I like where it sits on the album at 10 of 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Overall, I've been pretty happy with the flow of the album. I thought it was lopsided on my first few listens.
Yep.
In hindsight, I really like that they establish a character and then you could see variations of it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of thought that goes in this, a lot of creativity. And I judged this differently upon first listen than now. Now that I also know the context and all the other ingredients.
Players,
it's become something that's a little bit more enjoyable for me. Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's wrap this thing up. The last song, if you want to call it that, at least for the first half, track number 11 is called Hippie Boy.
Hippie Boy.
And Hippie Boy is effectively a monologue that turns into a weak dialogue that turns into a chant. It's a story.
Yeah, which does talk about compounding interest.
It 4 cents on the dollar, baby.
Yes.
Which is still quite relevant.
Yes.
I love this track. I really love his presentation.
It's like an evangelical, like,
The character is so strong. Like the writing on the character is so good and so convincing.
yeah.
It's a good story. It actually leaves a little mystery. You kind of have to listen to it a few times to really figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh God, like, have they been hitting on these kind of points this whole album? Answer's yes.
Yeah.
By the way, it makes you want to go replay the whole thing.
Yeah. It's funny. I think I mentioned this before. At first listen, again, usually my first real listen is like mowing the lawn. So it's like kind of, I'm paying attention, but I still have a lawnmower going on.
This is a tough thing to listen to over a lawnmower, I imagine.
And at first I'm like, what am I hearing lyrically in some of these songs here? Like, was this a prototype for Project 2025 with some of the lyrics that are going on here? And I realized all of like tongue in cheek stuff that's going on.
Yeah, this is commentary.
Yes, it's definitely commentary.
I can't believe we've won 11 tracks to finally use the word. It's probably one of the more appropriate ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so Hippie Boy is I think it's interesting because it's like this first of all, it's someone who's trying to teach the hippie boy, and the hippie boy is trying to teach back. There's a dialogue that's going on here. Right, he talks about,
and that's why I said it's a weak dialogue because it's a single narrator, storyteller.
Right, but the hippie boy is talking about the box that he's carrying. You don't know what's in the box, and
what's in the box. We're gonna get a YouTube strike for that now.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, and so there is that dialogue because, yeah, so it's one-sided in that the hippie boy said to me, right? It's not.
It never leaves that person.
Yeah, it's not Alice's Restaurant.
That's right.
Right. It's not that type of. You know.
Oh, what's the song? You said Alice's Restaurant, which is obviously the famous Arlo Guthrie. I was like, what's the one? Tom's Diner.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more Tom's Diner.
Yeah. Right.
Thanks, Suzanne Vega.
It's a great song.
It's a fantastic song. Everybody knows this song and doesn't know they know this song.
Yeah.
You can't say the same about Allison's.
Well, so was that a thing down here up in New England? That's a Thanksgiving staple.
What?
Alice's Restaurant.
Oh, okay. I guess so. Yeah, I mean, in the same way.
I want to kill. I want blood, guts, gore, and veins in my teeth. Like, yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I never thought about that.
It was played every Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah. It wasn't played.
It makes sense.
It wasn't played at my house. It was just like on the radio. It was like always featured on radio stations. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
You can have anything you want at Alice's Restaurant.
Allison's Restaurant.
Except Alice.
Oh, that just made me think of Frank's Garage, too. This gets good.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, when's the first time you think we see Zappa on this list?
Whew. I hope we do.
We don't. This is Rolling Stone. We're going to get a Zappa.
Yeah.
I would put the money on that.
Probably the 300s.
Late 300s is 380-ish.
Yeah, because as we're learning, and I have a thing I want to talk about with my initial feeling on this, so we're learning about this album, which did not sell that well, right? It did not chart that well. So why are we talking about this album? And that's why I wanted to set up the initial context to come into it. Because if you just walked into this blind, you'd be like, it's fine.
No, the history lesson is part of what codifies it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, a large part.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what changed my opinion on this album.
Yeah. So they're doing in Hippie Boy.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to push this back into it.
Yeah.
But they're doing a thing where it's storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good music behind it.
Yep.
And then towards the end, you're wondering this moment. You're going, did they do that live? No. Right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, but they're kind of doing the faux live thing.
Yeah.
People singing along and clapping.
But they're not like singing. It's like it's a mess.
The only singing is kind of like this odd choral. It felt like church prairie thing at the end, which is not even that defined.
Right.
The story is great.
Yeah.
And it leaves a lot for those people who want to like dig into like, the small writer poetry block. There's a story there that's compelling. You don't turn this one off. He's just, as a narrator, selling the hell out of it.
Yeah. No, it's a good end. It's a good end track. There's a lot more sort of comedy and commentary going on to this.
Yep.
Music,
and tragic truth.
Yeah, and tragic truth. It feels a little like an epilogue, I suppose, than the last song.
Agreed, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, where else are you going to put this song?
Nowhere.
It only works there.
Yeah.
You can't open it on this, and you can't open disc 2 on it. You certainly want to halfway through it and close disc 1 on it.
Yeah.
This is where this lives.
Yeah.
I'm happy it exists. And yet again, sounds like nothing on the album, yet still so in its home.
Yeah.
I like this because it's very experimental, and it's now that we've had several tracks in a row kind of push that boundary.
Mm-hmm.
This had all the trajectory of being just a country album.
Yep.
For the first several songs. And by the time you get to the end of it, you almost don't remember the country songs.
That's fair.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how that happens?
Yeah.
And by the time you loop back to Christine's, I think Christine's almost feels more rock and roll than it did the first listen.
Right, because it really is devil in disguise.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts on this album?
I do. So at first listen, so should we just talk into Would You Hit It?
Yes, indeed. I'm
Yeah.
pushing us there.
Yeah. So at first blush, I'm like, the band is good. The songs are fine. And at the very first listen with no context, I'm like, all right, is this like an insider flex type thing that Rolling Stone is doing to me? And I started thinking, what like legit country artist is getting the shaft because this is getting put on for like hipster vibe? Right.
Yeah, I mean, great question.
Right. And so that was my first reaction, which was more of a little bit of Rolling
Skeptic,
Stone.
yeah.
Yeah. And maybe some Rolling Stone vitriol. And then as I started like, well, this is actually a crossover album. And then I got thinking about another crossover country band, because there aren't really a lot of country bands. There's country artists with backing bands.
Sure.
But there aren't too many, like, here's the whole band that we're talking about.
At least in like modern recognized.
Right. So there's a band that is probably the most successful popular country band ever. Are you familiar with the band Alabama?
Yes.
Okay. But I feel like they have been like relinquished in here. So here's my I think a funny take here. So they were bulletproof, commercially bulletproof. They had 33, I believe, #1 hits.
Jeez.
Sold 75 million albums. They were the 1980s of country. Now, they blurred this sort of purist country thing. They had some country rock. They had facial hair and mullets, which was not really cool at the time. You know, now it's totally like the blueprint.
Yes.
Right. And so everyone loved them. They had, Mountain Music, which was one of their big country songs, but then they had Love in the Third Degree, which was this, like I grew up listening, Alabama was played a lot in my house. I'm very familiar with Alabama.
Yes.
And they're great musicians and very talented. But then I feel like they've been relegated. So my question is Alabama the Nickelback of country music?
Ouch.
Because Nickelback, it's the trend to hate them. But Nickelback sold 140 million freaking albums, so somebody liked them.
A lot more people than admitted.
Correct. And so if you look at Alabama, they were safe, which is, I think, why in retrospect, it's like, oh, wait, what were you just doing? Having 30 whatever #1 hits? Like, their music was too safe. It was too gilded.
Probably whitewashed at a point.
Right. But they sang great harmonies together. The musicianship was good, right? But was it too polished and middle of the road? And then you have Nickelback, where they're derivative, they're corporate, right? They're like, even though they had this heavy edge and it's like, oh, I love this. This makes me at the time. Then it's like, oh, wait,
No,
I feel slippery.
You could make fun of the clothing that they're wearing because they're trying to keep up with the trend, and the songs, all started to blur together.
Yeah. And so I'm just sort of saying this is, even though I bet you Alabama's not on the list.
I mean, 31 hits. I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
this list has surprised me before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nickelback's not on the list either.
I'm positive Nickelback's not on the list. I'm not positive. I would be floored
if they are or aren't.
Are
on the list, right? But now, I'm not a Nickelback fan. They have a couple songs that I don't mind that I liked for sure. I'll say that. I'd never own. I'm not one of the 140 million.
I went to one of their concerts once.
Did you?
I mean, it was with other people. I won tickets off DC 101.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my initial take to would I hit it, and then I paid more attention because I'm like, well, this is a crossover band, and is this like a hipster thing? But actually, when I really look at the entire package of what's coming in here, the landscape they were sitting in, the people they influenced, the prototypes that they set up for bands like the Eagles, for Emmylou Harris, for Linda Ronstadt, they really were the forebearers of this.
Yeah.
And so with that, would I hit it? I don't know if I would listen to this album over and over again, but do I think it belongs on the list? I do.
Yeah, I think so too. For all of the same reasons you said. At some point in time, you just got to respect the lineage. You can't pull this many good people out of the Byrds, stick them in a community where they have the resources, time, commitment, and then the players cast around them, and then put out an album that's trying to break some rules. That I thought there was no failures on this album. Everything sounded good. I too would hit it. I would like to own this vinyl. Would I spin it a lot? Probably not. I consider this one, this is that dish you eat once a year.
Yeah.
But it's cool to know you have the dish and you want to talk about the dish.
Yeah, and to have the album cover because they have the awesome.
It's so awesome. Yeah. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
You just want to see two more. What's the Step Brothers cast? Will Ferrell and.
Oh my God!
They all remind me of that.
Yes. Oh, I can't remember the guy's name. But
he
actually,
played Dewey Cox and Walk Hard or whatever.
Yeah, actually, the funnier one in the movie.
Oh, he's very funny. But together they did such a good thing.
Yeah.
They had this whole serious, I'm not gonna break character. They knew what they were doing, and the music is genuinely good.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I too. I came in, as I said earlier, as the kids say, I came in mid on this. Good music, but was it stunning to me? I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't really expecting anything in hindsight, but I'm glad it's on the list. There's nothing like it so far on the list. I'll tell you that.
No, it's unique.
So kind of fun.
So I do have a question for you. What's that in your ears?
Besides a ton of earwax.
One of our sponsors does have a cure for that.
Oh, indeed.
Sonic Clean headphones.
Sonic Clean headphones. I was ready for this week. Yes, indeed. I just got to find the. I want to make sure I say his name
Is it
correctly
Daddy Yankee?
here. No, it is not. America's going nuts. I started going down the Leon Thomas rabbit hole this
And what are you
week.
listening to by Leon Thomas?
He has an album called Mutt, and the title track Mutt is the one that drew me in. It's funky. It kisses kind of like lo-fi hip hop and neo soul, all packaged up over a guy who's doing light trap rap. But not. He's a singer first and foremost. I don't know. The vibe got me. My buddy Gurf turned me onto him and said, we gotta pick this up. And so, having turned him on, I let the Spotify radio roll off after that, and then listened to the entire album. Not too short after that. More stuff than not I liked. It's hard for me to find super modern, like produced in the past few months music that gels with me. This one really hit. Big ups to Lee and Tom.
That's awesome.
How about you?
Two things really quick. One, I'm not sure which one to hit on harder, but I'd say 50-50. I went really hard into the album Synchronized by Jamiroquai.
Hey, that's
It is
such a good
so
album,
good.
dude. That's such a clutch album.
It is really good. And if you don't know it, you probably know the song Canned Heat, which was featured in Napoleon Dynamite, the dance sequence at the end there, which is iconic. We actually played that song in Fujank.
Fujank. We mashed up a few other
We
songs
did.
at the end of it.
We did.
We are all kind of Jamiroquaiers. Kevin too really likes Jamiroquai.
So
They're my bucket list band. I had two. I have to see, and unfortunately, I just don't think I'll get one of them because one of them is Jamiroquai, who just never comes to the States ever. And so I'm gonna have to go across the pond to my lineage and go see him there. I intend to do it. I truly do. The other one was Daft Punk. I really wanted to see Daft Punk, and couldn't get it done in time before they split.
So that's the main one, but the other one I listened to pretty hard is Jacob Collier. Earlier this month, or last month, I guess it would have been, released an acoustic album called The Light for Days. And Jacob's unique with his guitar playing because he has a custom built by Taylor 5-string guitar.
Which is in a wild
it's tuned
tuning.
in fourths and thirds, so he can get, you can make some really interesting chords really easily.
He can get close voicings too. Have you seen the Paul Davies thing where he brings in his custom yellow electric that's in the same configuration?
Yeah.
It's really wild.
It's really good. So both albums, fantastic listens, very different listens because you've got like the whole Jamiroquai vibe, and then you have this really sort of heartfelt, mostly peaceful Jacob Collier playing some amazing guitar, which is interesting because he's an amazing 5-string guitar player, but not really an amazing 6-string guitar player.
No. But I'm pretty sure anything he picks up, he's going to make very musical.
Yes, because in that Paul Davies, interview.
Is this I've never used a pick.
What do I do with a plectrum? That's how they would call it in the UK. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. What a joy. All right. Well, thanks for exploring this fun album with us. We're really glad to have had you on board. Dan, what are we listening
to
next week?
The album's called For Emma, Forever Ago.
It's the one. We're
there. Bon Iver.
Oh my God. I've never listened to this album, but this is the hipsters.
It sure is. Right? And this is a great way to cap off season 2. Which will be the last episode of proper content. Proper content. We'll have 6 more episodes. It'll take us through the end of the year of our sidetracks content. We have some interesting things coming up with there. So I actually the first round of sidetracks did very well for us from listens.
They did better than most of our content or our album.
Yeah, so
reviews.
stay tuned for those. I think we have some exciting stuff coming for you. So with that, I'm Dan Woodard.
We'll catch you next week.
That was Gilded Palace of Sin by the Flying Burrito Brothers. Cosmic music pedestal, Merkin Fuzzbox.
Backward Speeds Podcast is a Tuna-Wood production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backward Speeds Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.